You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. All right, all right, all right. Y'all know what time it is. This is live. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. All right, people, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. I'm telling you, come on in and come on in. Again, I want to thank my YouTube family. All right, we're growing on YouTube and we're doing our thing. All right. All right. All right, come on in, people. We was on last night. We on this morning and be on later on, maybe this evening or nighttime. But we want to talk about what was prophesied. It said blood in the streets, of bloodshed. And maybe it's coming to pass, people. Maybe it's come to pass. I tell you, this is live, uncut, unedited, and we say the things that people think but don't say. Afraid of saying, if I may use that term. This is live, uncut, unedited, people. This is real. The opportunists, they're out here. They're trying to make light of the plight, but it ain't going to happen. I tell you the truth, people. This thing is real, and everything about it is real. Everything. Yeah. Yeah. That's real. And y'all know I ain't playing with nobody. I ain't standing with no crooks at all. I'm just not going to do it. I refuse to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's live, uncut, unedited. All right. All right. Come on in, people. Jay Williams, I see you. Sherry, I see you. I see you. Antoine Stevenson, I see you. Monique McGee, what's going on? I see y'all. Chantel Ross, I see you. This is live, uncut, unedited. I see my YouTube family on here. I see you guys. I see you guys. I see you. Xavier Dakes, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Good morning. Franklin McLeod, I see you. D. Broadway, I see you. Ronnie Johnson, Peggy Gay, I see you. Nathan, what's up? Jay Williams, I see you. Sherry Jones, I see you. Don Tillman, I see you. Anton Stevens, I see you. I see you. Christiana Marie saying, I see you. I see you. Rosa Dorsey, I see you. I see you. Monique, again, I see you again. I see you. All right. Mo Bolden, I see you. John Cannon, I see you, John. Don Tyson, I see you. Connie, Love Bucket Stone, I see you. I see you. Dark, Avery Maria, I see you. I see you. I see you. Miss T, Tequila Welch, I see you. I see you. Don Pebbles, I see you. Sunday, all right. Larry Wilson, I see you. I think that's Tiana, I think. Tiana, is that Dorothy? I see you. I see you. I see you. Kennard the DJ. I see you. Connie Love Bucket Stone again. Sherry Jones again. Darren Bale. I see you. Don Peoples. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Sam. Oh, Sam. I see you. Jan Davis. I see you. All right. Quinn Childs. I see you. Anna Johnson. All right. Sandra. What's that? Sandra. Let's see. All right, let's do that. That's Sandra Randall. I see you, Miss Randall. Katie Brown. I can't get all of y'all today. I'm going to try to get many as I can. All right. All right. All right, let's get started, people. We got enough people to get started on here and get it rolling. Again, my number is call-in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. All right, people, this is live, uncut, unedited, and this is where we say things where people think, but they're afraid to say it, and we just say it. Listen, some conversations are very painful, but they are necessary. They definitely are necessary. Now, we got a thing going on with our youth. Okay, now let's be real. I want to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100. Y'all know I'm the crime chaser, and my motto is tell the truth and shame the devil. This is my motto. Tell the truth and shame the devil. And that's what I'm tend to do today. I'm taking callers too. All right, people. Now let's talk about something. Let's talk about something. Now, I want to speak to all my spies in the camp. They're just on the fence, just riding here, being nosy. No, you don't care nothing about what I say. You're just trying to find fault. I want to say good morning to you, or early afternoon if you want to call it that. Good morning to you. Just keep on watching. Keep making my rates go on up. I like that. I appreciate it. And I don't want to speak to those that are afraid to come in the video, but watching the video from Facebook, but you watching the captions and you don't want to come in. I want to thank you too, because it all helps. It all helps. Thank you too. Thank you too. Now, let's get back to the community that's at hand. Now, for those of you think that you're going to go downtown with your hidden agenda and you think you're going to talk to those pill-popping, lean-drinking, weed-smoking, blunt-smoking young folks that got these mental ill problems, runaways, abused, sexual molested people, you think you're going to go down there with your sweet, gentle voice and try to do something, and they know you don't like them and care nothing about them. Now, I'm almost willing to ask, how many of you guys been to a crime scene or know someone that been killed before and you didn't show no sympathy to the person that you knew that got killed, and think you all of a sudden you're a youth advocate now? You don't even attend to your own children, but you want to stunt in front of the world like you care about young people. Some of y'all gonna get what you deserve from them young people because they know you're not genuine. Listen, some of you not going down there unless you get some money, unless there's something in it for you. You want to be seen, you want to be recognized, and all of that. You ain't about this life, and you know you're not about this life. You can care less about them young folks. You see them, you go the other way. You don't even speak to them. When they're down there beating on the buckets, you don't stop and give them $1, a quarter, a penny, nothing. You look down on them. I see you. When they're down there shaking the cup, young people, middle-aged people, you walk right past them and make a little smirk at them and say under your breath, get a job like I got one. You wasting all this energy out there shaking this cup. That's your attitude. And I guarantee you that same attitude you take downtown thinking that you're going to talk to these young folks, you might come back with some stitches. That's what's going to happen. Some of you, you know you don't like these young folks. You can't stand them. I see the way you comment on my page. All you do is talk negative and down at the young people. You talk about every young person that's not related to you. And the ones that's related to you, you're not going to say nothing about them. You know they shot that boy on 63rd and 62nd and 74th on the west side. You say nothing. You quiet. But you want to get on here and stunt in front of cameras. It's a shame that they're going down there tearing up downtown. Listen, they've been tearing up Inglewood and South Shore and Lawndale and Roseland for years, and you ain't said nothing. You haven't mobilized to come in your own community. You don't want no parts of the Inglewood and the Roseland area and the west side. You don't want no parts of that other low end. You want no parts of it. But you want to go down there where you know his cameras going to be and police will be and pretend like you a youth advocate. And them youth going to call you out your name and they might do something to you because they know your spirit ain't right with your evil eye-having self. I'm telling the truth. People, I'm standing down on this. I'm pulling away from this. And if I go downtown, I'm more likely I'm going to do what I do best, and that's video. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not standing with a bunch of wolves and snakes. You're not going to put my life in jeopardy. You're going down there trying to show out, and one of them young folks knock you upside the head. Now we're going to be a brawl down there. That's what it is. I'm telling you what it is. Some of you young folks, like Cynthia Manuel said, you ain't never picked up your son's or daughter a report card. You haven't met their teacher. You nothing. None of it. Now all of a sudden, you're a youth advocate. You don't even attend to your own children. I'm going to go further. You don't even have custody of your children. Father, when the last time you talked to your sons and daughters? When the last time you told them you love them? Oh, I'm telling the truth. Let's quit playing with this. If we're going to be for real, let us start in these communities. Let's go on Old Block. Let's go on 63rd and Artesian. Let us go on 57th and Windworth and Union and over there and Troop. Let's start there. How about that? Let us start at home first. If we take care of home, we wouldn't have to worry about all this mayhem. And listen, maybe this is what the union president was talking about, because this is socially engineered, people. These cops standing down. They see a lot going on. Now, do you think parents, pastors, preachers, and community activists, do you think the Chicago police want you downtown to stop this mayhem? And they'd already warned you and told you if Brandon Johnson is elected mayor, it's going to be a bloodshed. Don't you see it unfolding? Don't you see it? They told you. It's going to be resignations. They told you. If you elect Brandon Johnson, it's going to be bloodshed in the streets, and that's it. Probably not about him. Maybe they behind some of this. Maybe they paying some of these shorties. You never know. I got a caller. All right, caller. You're live, uncut, unedited. I believe that's Marcus. Come on, Marcus. Go ahead. Leave some space for you.
Martin.
Yes, sir.
The words right out of my mouth. I was about to say it after looking at the video that you posted maybe 2 hours of the teenagers that jumped on this couple. And what one witness said, the police walked right past and didn't do anything. And she even went down the street trying to flag them down, and they still didn't do anything. The Chicago police is behind those teenagers doing it. And shame on them damn black kids for even allowing themselves to be paid off to make this black man look big. They're saying, since you didn't put the white man in office, we're going to let the city go up in flames. Well, black men need to stand up, as my friend John said, and need to start whooping these boys' ass in front of the police and take them right back to their masters and telling them, this is what's going to happen to your master. These kids need their ass whooped for going down there doing what they're doing. By the village. They say it takes a village to raise a child. It also takes a village to discipline a child. They need to be disciplined. People are screaming about this teacher hitting this lady. But some of them kids hit you. What are you supposed to do? What was she supposed to do? Stand there and get beat up? What was she supposed to do? Let that child run over her class? She might as well have gave all of them their cell phones back. These kids are out of control, true, but the police is behind what you saw this weekend because of Brandon Johnson. I knew they was going to try something. And the union president pretty much done said it.
He said it.
They're not going to use them. They're going to use people that look like us, weak-minded people that look like us, just like the ones who followed Paul Vallis, who turned their backs on the black community. They know what's going to happen. But the black community has got to say enough is enough and start beating these kids' ass when they act out like that. That's why I'm hard on black people, because the odds are against them. You can't do what the white kids are doing. And it may sound Uncle Thomas, but you're not going to get away in a court of law with what the white kids are getting away. Young people, they're trying to send you all off to jail. It's stock in jail. It's stock. One of us, we could buy stock in jail. One of these so-called established blacks, they can buy stock in the prison system. You're the ones that's stocking their prison systems. You get on Facebook and you proudly announce you got court. You ought to be ashamed to tell somebody you got court unless it's traffic court. You ought to be ashamed to brag about you got court. Shame on you if you out here killing your own people. Shame on you. We need to quit making excuses.
Yeah.
Or we're going to continue to have this.
Let me say this, Marcus. And shame on you, black boy and black girl. You out there letting the police persuade you, giving you pistols to shoot in the crowds of people. Shame on you. They're not going to protect you. Once they get through using you, they're going to off you. You're going to get off. I know it. I had a relative that was being paid by the police to shoot up things. Now, they don't want me to tell that. I can tell it. And I know what's happening out there. I'm telling you people, the same people that's telling us that they want to serve and protect us, they don't want to serve and protect the black community. They mad at this black man for becoming a mayor, and they want to make him a living hell to the community of Chicago, all communities. They're mad. People talking about defund the police. Who want to defund the police? We want the police to serve and protect. We want the police to solve crimes. That's what they are paid for through our tax dollars. The police work for us. We don't work for them. Let's get it right. It was police
Martin,
on every corner downtown. And look at this mess. You're turning a blind eye. That's why ain't no crimes getting solved in these black communities. All of them in on it, people. Now, all of a sudden, this little white girl get beat up now. You're probably mad because she was with a black boy. You didn't protect. Go ahead, Marcus. I just had to say that in my spirit. Go ahead, Marcus. I'm sorry.
Can I say this to piggyback on what you said? I'm a victim. Back in 2014, I was leaving Ogden Park, and I was across the street from Bass Grammar School on my way taking a normal route that I take. I had just moved out of Inglewood, so I was heading back to the Wild 100. And I got attacked by 3 black young men, brutally attacked. 2 girls called the police. They told me the police rolled right past me getting attacked. The ambulance came, picked me up, took me to St. Bernard Hospital. But upon going to St. Bernard Hospital, I described my attacker to the paramedics, and they saw them walking up the street, and they pulled over by a police car to flag them down. I heard tires screeching and sirens roaring. Only the police come to St. Bernard 3 hours later, asking me to fill out a police report with my left hand hanging off my wrist. And I told them, did you catch the guys that jumped me? No. I told them to get the hell out the ER. You didn't catch them, I ain't filling out shit, because you ain't going to catch them. Chicago police, excuse the men and women who are out there that's trying to do their job. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones that ain't trying to do their job. You ain't shit. You will let the city go up because you couldn't have your way. It was a fair election. We wanted Brandon Johnson. We didn't want no damn Daley regime back in office because Daley screwed up this city. Harold Washington was the best mayor that ever had this city. And whether people like Obama or not, Obama was one of the best presidents that ever walked in the White House, in my opinion. This is orchestrated. And it's a damn shame that these black teenagers are allowing themselves to be used like this, to be played like this against their own damn community. And I'm mad because I don't understand it. I just know that when we were teenagers, we weren't doing this. And you're right. That white woman was jumped on because she was going with a black man.
Mm-hmm.
If that had been 2 white people, trust me, they would have did something. But it was a black man and a white woman, and the Ku Klux Klan cops don't like this. They don't like they can screw our women, but we can't screw theirs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping it real.
Yeah.
I ain't mean to disrespect your platform.
No problem.
But
yeah, just hold on, Marcus.
We need to have the angry black man syndrome.
Hold on, Marcus. And I want to say this too. You giving Chicago police $1.9 billion. Does that sound like being defunded? Come on now. Are they solving crimes? No, they're not solving crimes. Not solving crimes. That's why, how the white man gonna tell the black community what we need? And we know we need crime solved in our community. Listen, we know that CPD can solve crimes. Let one of theirs get shot or killed. They'll solve that crime within 48 hours. They'll bring out all the specialists, the top of this and top of that, all the specialists. And y'all know I'm not lying. Let one of the police get shot. They'll shut down the expressway. They'll shut down the streets, all the major streets, to get theirs to where they got to go. But they don't do regular citizens like that. So people, if you want to know what emergency is when somebody gets shot, wait till while police get shot or hurt or injured. Then you'll see what a real emergency is. Police coming from everywhere. They'll come from every street. Every street. So they told us it was coming. This is the bloodshed right now, people. We witnessing what that man said. They standing down. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to speak with authority. I'm not anti-police. I believe in police. We should have police. I believe in law and order. But I don't believe in racist police officers that view black people less than, and because you view them as the enemy and less than, you're not going to serve them the way you're supposed to serve a white person. I got to tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Hold up, Mark. Let me go to this next caller real quick. 3268. Come on, 3268. Tired of this.
Good morning, Martin.
Good morning, Mr. Roosevelt.
First of all, good morning to you and Marcus.
Okay.
And I hear Marcus's fire on here this morning already. Man, Marcus must have had his Wheaties this morning, I tell you. But, I mean, I would have to say, agree with certain things that Marcus would say, because I think it is a shame what our young people have done. But also, too, now I don't know how true this is, but I'm just putting this out here. I've heard through, a little so-called birdie that there were some also, the reason why this thing got touched off is due to some extenuating circumstances.
Such as?
Because, Martin, you remember how they said that there was a Tesla that a whole bunch of them had jumped on, broke the windows, and then set on fire?
Okay.
And but they said before that happened, they said the young people, they were just gathering downtown, I guess enjoying the evening. But they said that the owner of this Tesla, along with a few others, had called a whole bunch of these black kids, N-words and all this other kind of stuff, and it was pretty much kind of like on from there, in where the whole melee got started, and it just didn't, stop. And there were not only kids, there were also adults who got arrested in this thing too. And it's just bad and everything that this, is happening the way that it is, because it just makes me wonder, if this is happening and it's just now halfway starting to get warm, what's the rest of our summer going to look like? I mean, because I wanted to go downtown on Saturday, and I probably would have been in some of the same areas, but I had something else to do, and I ended up just staying home. But I can understand a little bit like where Marcus is coming from about how these kids I feel are being used, and I just don't feel that it's just like the police. That I feel is also the music that they're listening to, because every single form of music, if you listen to it or if you research it, carries a spirit. In this particular rap music that they're listening to is far different than the rap music that we were exposed to when we were children. This is something on a whole total different level that's completely just evil. And that's how come these spirits and stuff, I feel, attack and do things to the minds of these young people. And it's just bad and everything that the police didn't do anything, because there are videos of these kids doing stuff and the police just standing there and not doing anything. That I couldn't understand.
Well, listen, the Fraternal Order Police president, leader, he said that if Brandon Johnson is elected, it's going to be bloodshed and resignations. Resignations, then bloodshed. He said in that order. You see the bloodshed right now. All of a sudden, people, right after that Chicago announced that it will be holding the DNC here, then the very next day or two, this breakout. Come on, it's orchestrated, people. Can't y'all see? This is socially engineered. Trust me, they know our black people are trending, our black youth. They got people out here, people, listen, how you think these young people are getting these guns? These guns are just not mysteriously popping up in their hands, and they can have expensive guns. Have you ever been in a gun shop? Guns aren't cheap. You got ammunition that's not cheap. Come on, talk to me, people. Listen, they tried to make Brandon Johnson, elect Mayor Brandon Johnson, look bad before he come in office. They're upset. They're upset. And they're pulling these stunts. I call it social engineer. I said it. And trust me, they don't want you pastors, parents, and downtown stopping this. They want it to go on. They don't want you stopping it. Because if you stop it, it makes them look bad, like they're not doing their job. And they don't want to be showed up. They want them to tie up downtown. You what, Mark? Go ahead, Marcus.
I tell you what, we need to go into their goddamn neighborhoods and disrupt their peaceful neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they got the kids going downtown, we need to disrupt their neighborhood. We need to march down Cicero. We need to march down through Mount Greenwood, not with just 4 or 5 people, but with thousands of us. We need to take some of them same rowdy-ass kids into Mount Greenwood and let them tear that motherfucker up. I mean, I'm keeping it real. Because if they doing this, and we know they doing this is no secret.
Yeah.
You look at the facts of what you see here. The DNC coming in, NASCAR coming here, and you got black people in power. They don't like that. They don't like Kim Fox. They don't like Lori Lightfoot, and they don't like Brandon. They don't like nobody black to be in power. Chicago is still one of those racist cities. It's that Johannesburg in America that we have. It's that city. And until we fight them with what they're fighting us, we go into their neighborhoods. Let's go to the Cubs, not what Kill Hardeman and them did. Let's go to the damn Cubs and the White Sox game and shut that shit down. And let's take them same angry-ass kids up there and tell them to just go in there without paying and go see a baseball game. Shut that shit down. Let's make them work. Because when it comes to protecting their people, they're going to work. So let's make them stop it. You're a police officer. Nobody asked you to put on that badge. We didn't ask you to go fill out that application. You chose to do it because you felt it was your duty, it was your God-called duty. Nobody forced you. So for any officers that's listening to this man, can you not see that your union president is a maniac, is a psycho? He leading you into a blood battle. People are not going to continue to let you beat up on their kids because they black, because you don't like black people. Then go kill yourself. We're all a part of this earth, like it or not. And y'all came from us, like it or not. And that Jesus that y'all put in front of us is not the Jesus that I serve.
Thank you.
It is in the Bible. Y'all tried to write us out of Bible, tried to write us out of Christmas, tried to write us out of everything that's right and make everything white. Everything white ain't beautiful. That's why I don't wear white, because it gets dirty quick.
Let me say this too. I want to say this too. They are quick to point out. It's the same thing happened at Lollapalooza. A lot go on there, people. Kids they don't want to talk about that now. Those are just kids, little kids, but they okay, you know. But listen, people, I'm telling you, somebody is behind this. And I guarantee you, if we take them same young people and go march over in Mount Greenwood, you ain't gonna have that problem downtown. Because we know what they own. Trust me. They trying to make Brandon Johnson look bad. That's what that is. And Lori Lightfoot, the little time that she got left in office. It's up to her. They don't want no black superintendent over them. They want to control. They want the power. It's all about power, people. And we know the Chicago Police Department is predominantly white, over 50% white. They are the majority. And they are 99.9 union white, maybe 1 or 2 black people. They dominated. This is real, people. I'm telling you. Let's get to the root of it. Let's quit rubbing the surface of things. Let's get to the root. Let us ask ourselves a question. Who, what, why, when, how? Ask ourselves these questions. Why are young people doing this? How are they orchestrating this? Why are they doing this? Where are they doing this at? Where is this coming from? We have to ask these questions. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's quit looking at the surface. Trust me. All of a sudden, one day, next day, thousands of teenagers come downtown. Now they decide that they want to be destructive. Something is going on. And people shooting in a crowd of people. Come on now. We blessed downtown, didn't nobody get killed. I know somebody got shot and killed, I believe, on 31st Street. So this is real.
At the beach.
At the beach.
31st Street Beach, a couple of days before.
Yeah. Come on now, people. Where's Chicago street intelligence? Police intelligence? You say you got informants. Where are they? Where are they? They couldn't alert you that this was happening, getting ready to happen. Now, let me say this, people. Now, I posted a thing going around and saying that they're going to do it again a second time around. But I guarantee you it's probably not going to happen. Them young folks are smart. And trust me,
They're going to wait a while.
Yeah, they're going to wait a while. Chicago police don't want white people. They don't want these parents downtown. Watch it going on. Because, see, they can't pull their little stunts. They want them to tab downtown. They want the businesses to leave. See, when white people can't have their way, they pull all their resources out, all their businesses and all that. See, they work together. They get on code. We're gonna starve them. That's their mindset. Yes, it's about race. Yes, it is. If it wasn't about race, why are you always showing black people ills on media? You never show white people ills. You never do that. Very few. Yep. You said, well, Martin, white people ain't out here carjacking. That's a lie. Well, white people are not out here selling drugs. That's a lie. White people ain't out here gangbanging. That's a lie. You need to arrest some of those criminals down in City Hall. That's where we need to start at, with them suit and ties on. Them criminals in the bank. Them criminals in the hospital. Them criminals on the police department. Them criminals on the EMS. Them criminals at the 911 call center for not taking our calls right. That's where we need to start at. People, this problem is deeper than what we think. It's deeper than just what's on the skin surface. I'm saying what
we at war.
We at war, people. Let me take this another call. Hey, caller 912. 912, go ahead, call. Thank you for holding on. Thank you for your patience.
What's going on? What's going on, Mark?
How you doing?
Yeah, you beat me to one point that I was going to make with the DNC.
Mm-hmm.
You beat me to it because you brought it up. But see, what people aren't looking at is with the DNC. Come May 2024, it's going to be, we got to take a bite out of crime. And it's going to be going down because, the Democrat National Convention is August 19th. See, so they're going to start doing a cleanup work. When he's talking about all this bloodbath, whatever, that's going to definitely be it. Because you know how Memorial Day weekends be going in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to start in May and be on the clamp down. So, it's like, no issues, because they don't want a DNC like 1968, the last time they had one. Looking at things historically. See? Yeah, because when Jim Crow ended, this is my opinion. When Jim Crow ended, Jim Crow started in Chicago. Every time I go back to visit, it's like, damn, I feel like I'm in what I know of and didn't experience as the Jim Crow South. That's how I feel when I visit. Straight up Jim Crow. It's like, ooh, no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hold it for a minute.
For real.
Sarge, hold it for a minute 1 second. I want to say something. Now, actually, Sarge, it doesn't start and Memorial. It started Mother's Day, and especially Mother's Day. It kicks it off on Mother's Day because Mother's Day is in May, right? And it starts on Mother's Day. We have a lot of shooting on Mother's Day, then Memorial Day, then Father's Day. All those significant holidays is violence speaking the black, it spikes in peak in black community. So that's what I want to add on to what you said. I know exactly what you're saying. I know you're older than I am. You've seen more than I have, but that's what it is, bro. It's real. And listen, and I'm gonna tell you, Sarge, I know you got out of here a long time ago. That's probably the best decision you ever made. But some of these black people can't relocate, such as yourself. They're stuck in their environment.
I know they can't.
That's all what they know. You got relatives here. I got relatives here. They ain't going nowhere. Good or bad, ugly. They're not moving.
Martin, I got relatives between the and the husband. Their pension is a 6-figure pension. And they ain't leaving. Keep telling me, well, we thinking about. I'm like, stop telling me what you thinking about. You're not ever leaving.
But
Sarge,
I want to ask you a question. What do you think about this? Now you see all these black people, including myself. We try to mobilize, and well, I'm bagging out to go downtown and talk to the young folks. Why we can't just do that for our own communities, like for the Woodlawn area, the Inglewood area, the Roseland area, the North Lawndale area? Why can't we just do that for our own, take that same energy that we trying to put into going downtown? Why we can't do that in our communities?
Well, number one is people are scared of the young people.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, if you are trying to tell them something, you know what I'm saying, and you don't have street credibility behind your name, you're going to be getting some deaf ears.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one is if you can't show them whatever plan you worked in life brought you X amount of success, and they could do the same thing. They need to see it. They don't want to see, you could go and do this, you could go to trade school, or you could do this, or you could do that, and this. They don't want to hear all of what you could do when you ain't did the same thing.
Preach.
See, that's kids. Kids are like, okay, I understand you telling me I could do A, B, C, D, and E. You didn't. So how are you going to guarantee me that your plan is going to work for me when you didn't even use your own plan for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I tell them, talk to me quick. Don't talk to me slick.
All right. Hold it right there, Sarge. Roosevelt, go ahead, Roosevelt. I know I cut you off, but I'm going to go back to you.
Well, I mean, no, you cut me. It's okay. Yeah, but it's like just because yeah, maybe some of us don't have, let's just say what Sarge said, street credibility or whatever. But I still feel that I might not be able to talk the way somebody else could talk, but I still feel that I can still give them, if I were to go downtown or maybe go anywhere, a little bit like of my thoughts of, let's just say, even how I was raised or, whatever. Because I feel that, knowledge and wisdom could possibly come from anybody, anywhere, no matter if they weren't this or weren't that. But it just seems like with younger people, like I said, that they pretty much kind of do whatever it is that they want. I mean, it's like what Martin said, that this generation is not like, we were. Because, back in the day, certain things we just flat out, let's just face it, you all, certain things we just wouldn't do. I mean, back when I was a kid and stuff, we were too afraid to do certain things downtown. And like I said, it's just, plus it's these days, it's something in the weed or whatever it is. Why they want to do this stuff, I don't know. And, it's certain things in the music and everything that they listen to. Because, I got one girl in my church and everything. She's a little bit younger than me. We just getting out of service. And she drops me off, I guess, on 79th Street to catch the bus that I need to go home. The first thing she wants to do is tell me, well, Roosevelt, we getting in the car and everything. I got to get into my mode, whatever the heck that means. So she puts on this criminal sounding, evil rap music and everything. We're just getting out of church now, mind you. But yet, not too long ago, I hear that the same person, when I first came to this church, had a little bit of a crush on me. I told somebody flat out that would not work. Just based upon our differences and, because at this point, you show me who you hang around. You show me even what kind of music you listen to. I'll show you your character. And that's somewhat of a very, very bad character to me. Okay. So it's just a whole lot of other stuff like that is going on. And I don't understand why these things are going on and why these kids are being used to carry on and to do certain things that they are doing. And I just wish that this whole thing would just get better than, what it is, because NASCAR is coming. I wish I could come to that NASCAR race because this is history. But you know how much them tickets are? Just $300 or $400. And I think a whole lot of the younger people, one of the things is, because I know we talk so much about the problems, I think one of the things is that they don't have a whole lot of things that we used to have. Like back then, we used to have museum of science and industry, a whole lot of stuff that we could do for free. But everything that, you want to do, even like innocent stuff, you got to pay for it. And a whole lot of people just don't have money. So if you don't have anything constructive to do with your time, then, you're going to find something destructive to do with your time. And I think that's part of what's happening.
Martin, can I respond to
Okay,
Rose?
yeah. Hold on. Let me check this troll real quick. It's a troll on here. Escobar, you're probably a white boy or a white lady. First of all, you don't know nothing about me. I don't get paid off that black pain or black death. And if I did, it ain't none of your business. I'm getting paid off my people, if that's the case, which is not the case. So you're on the wrong page. Go back to the white page where you belong. That's where you need to go. And I'm finna block you. Jasmine Escobar, wherever your name is. Going back to the white page. All right, go ahead, Marcus. I had to say that. Go ahead.
Okay, Roosevelt. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm going to kind of educate you on why a lot of programs are not in our neighborhood and why a lot of kids don't have anything to do. At one time, walk in the park gym and didn't have to pay. You could go in there during the time it was open and ask for basketball and play basketball. You didn't have to have no shorts and none of it. But because of the gang territory, a lot of kids got killed in the gyms, like Ogden Park, Thule Park, and Washington Park. A lot of kids got murdered in those gyms. So the park district had to institute something to keep out the bad kids, but they accidentally kicked out the good kids as well by making them pay, all right? Skating rinks were shut down. Route 66, where Corey Brooks Church is now at, used to be a black-owned skating rink, but every night it was something going on out there. The rink, which has been redid, had issues, and I know for a fact I used to take kids from the church to Route 66 and then follow the female youth director's advice to take them to the rink. The rink was worse than Route 66. The gangs would follow you. If you was in a car and you got stopped by a red light, they would look in your car boldly to see if it was another person that represented the rival gang member in that car. And if it was, it could be deadly. So a lot of places, people talk about the youth don't have any places to go. A lot of it was because of the youth, what the youth did in the past that set those places down. Even now, I used to go around and shoot them playing basketball. And I see a difference. They don't play ball outside. Brand new basketball courts. They don't play outside like they used to because a lot of them are afraid of being shot down like dogs. Because what happens is a rival gang member takes advantage of an opportunity to shoot up a basketball court. And some of this, again, is orchestrated by the police department.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want black kids doing constructive things. They want them to terrorize their neighborhood so that they can lock them up. When they had the portable basketball rims, I used to put one up in my backyard. One of the problems I had wasn't with the gangs or the kids. It was with the elderly people and the Chicago police. The Chicago police telling me they was going to confiscate my property because the kids were playing ball in the alley, and it was against the city ordinance. That ordinance was never passed in the city of Chicago. It was introduced to the city council in Skokie, but it never got passed. So the police commanders was making their own rules, particularly in Inglewood, 7th District, was making up their own rules because some of them want these kids in games. Now, I'm not knocking all Chicago police officers.
Correct.
Trust me. But we got dirty cops out here as well as racist cops. Some of them want them in games. They want them to terrorize the neighborhood. They want them to go to jail. This is white supremacy at its best, and unfortunately, our young kids are playing into the tune. They're playing into the tune. Black people don't grow drugs. They don't have no land where they grow drugs. They don't float drugs in here on boats. Some of the same senators that's lobbying against drugs on ships that's bringing it in here, and it's coming into our community. It's all designed to re-enslave us, or should I say, put us deeper into slavery. And ain't no Abe Lincoln around to sign the Emancipation Proclamation no more. All right? We are at war. And when we realize we're at war, they got us health-wise, they got us through the medical field, they got us through the educational field, they got us in the religion field. We have to go through them to be certified as a real preacher. Otherwise, we're not a real preacher. And I know for a fact you ain't got to go to no university to be a minister. You go on the calling of God, that what you believe in, and you study that Bible for your own self and preach what God tell you to preach. It don't take all the work some of these people be doing. Just like they tell you got to go to a 4-year university to be a photojournalist. That's a doggone lie. You just got to have the passion to drive you. These kids had things in their community, but their own ignorance drove those programs out of their community. That's what the white people wanted to do. They want to make it look bad, and all they have to do is take a few of us. It don't take a lot of us. They take a few of us to start something, and all hell breaks loose. That's all it takes.
Let me say this too. Why is it that we can find millions of dollars for the migrants that have no skin in the game over in America, but our black youth, we have $0? We are here scrambling.
Because they are the replacement.
Say it, brother. Say it.
They are the replacement. See, and when I was saying that, people thought I was crazy. See, when Obama was in office and they had the, what was the name of that program?
DACA.
The DACA, thank you. DACA program, right? They had the DACA program. The plan was for Hillary to win the next election and not Trump. And they was going to upgrade the DACA program to have them having the right to vote in presidential elections. See, what's going on, you make the migrants a secondary underclass because they don't have any more use as a black folk. It's over with. So now they need another underclass that's going to vote for them to keep them in office because a lot of black folks simply don't vote. Simply don't vote.
Let me say something too.
Now with Marcus, I don't know if he remember back in the day, we had the CETA program.
Yep, that ain't no damn good.
We had the CETA program. You remember the big old JVC radios? That's how I bought my JVC radio. I had a CETA job. Mama told me, well, you better put your money away. Give me X amount of your money in your check. You said that radio costs how much down there at Oriental Electronics downtown?
Hold on, Rep. Sarge, hold on. First of all, migrants can't vote. They didn't vote for Brandon Johnson. Let me educate y'all. Migrants could not vote here in the state of Illinois or city of Chicago. They can't vote. They can't vote as of right now. So they didn't vote for Brandon Johnson. Let's get that clear. Make that make sense. Do your homework. Some of y'all just keep watching news. You don't read. You don't do no research. These barbershop conversations, these beauty shop conversations, you don't do nothing. You just hear what people say and run with it. If it sound good, it's good. That's what you do. Nobody want to face the truth.
Now, the only city I know of that the migrants can vote in city politics, that's New York. They can vote in New York, but they can't vote in Chicago. So I don't even know why somebody would come and say something silly like that.
Yeah.
But you're right, Martin. Well, I heard, research.
Yeah.
Research it.
Yeah. And let me say this. You know what?
That radio there, that was from Cedar Job money.
Hey, Sarge, let me say this too. Let me just say this real quick. I was scrolling today and I looked up the word migrant. It says a person who moves from one place to another, especially in order to find work or better living conditions. And that's what they're coming over here for, to find work. And all these restaurants you go into, all of them. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against no migrant at all. I want to say that publicly. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to say this, Sarge, by you being a Republican and most of these people are probably Democrats or whatever, they both working together on that. Listen, United States been a country of immigrants. Been a country of immigrants. All these immigrants that came over here, they gave them perks. Only immigrants that didn't get nothing that was brought over here, the ones our ancestors, they didn't give us nothing. We never got reparation on no form, no level of no form. Everybody got reparations. Everybody that ever came over here that worked and helped build this country, with the exception of black people, got some out of it, including the Mexicans.
And we need to stop calling them migrants.
I know, they're immigrants. That's what it is.
No, but
they're not even immigrants. They're illegal.
That's the proper term.
Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
That's the proper term, migrant. Because
no, they're illegal.
Immigrant, you read the definition for immigrant, it's like somebody that's an immigrant.
They're here illegally.
Say again?
He said
they're here illegally. Yeah, let's not call them migrants or immigrants. They're here. They're illegals. They're here illegally. They pretty much just came here and everything, or came across the border, didn't do it the right way, and now just because Chicago and New York, LA, what have you, are all sanctuary cities, it's like that they're completely embracing all of these people, opening up places for them, giving them extra food stamps and all this other kind of stuff, giving them kind of money and everything. And look at us. We've been here for years and ain't got anything but people who just streamed across the border, didn't do it the right way, here illegally, they're being embraced.
You know what?
We're still being rejected.
You gotta look at.
Hold on, Sarge. Let me just say this, and I'm gonna let you talk, Sarge. We gotta come up. Let me say this. Roosevelt, they are asked to come over here. They are being promised to come over here. Why you think, Roosevelt? Use your logic. Why you think if they can get to American shores, the American government has promised them things, and they know that. That's why they're welcome. The government is welcoming them here. They try to pretend like they try to make it a Democrat thing or a sanctuary city. Both are in on this. Republicans and Democrats are in on this. They can't be coming here for black people. What I mean, because we don't have no jobs to give them. They got to be coming here for the white people to serve their interests and replace us, like Sarge said. Go ahead, Sarge. I'm going to take another call.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head. They are being asked to come here. They're not just got some wild idea. We just don't all go to America. No, they've been requested. See? And for the jobs that a lot of black folks don't want to work, that's their replacements. Because if you get somebody, and I'm gonna sew this up right quick. I ain't gonna go long.
Okay.
If you got a country, somebody that worked for a whole month, and all they made was $300, but you could work at a doggone fast food joint here, and you can make that in a week under the table. Man, they gonna work good, show up all the time. That's a lot of money to them. You see what I'm saying? $300 a month ain't nothing to us. But $1,200 a month, if you only used to $300, oh, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Sarge, let me go to the next caller. I believe the next caller is Erica. Hey, Erica, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Martin? What's up, everybody?
Going on?
Yeah, so I was listening to the conversation about the immigrant, and I just wanted to chime in because just so y'all know my background, my mother is actually an immigrant from the Caribbean, from the Bahamas, and she came here when she was in her late teens, early 20s. My dad, on the other hand, is blackity black man from the hood, and and they got married, and that's how I came about. So, like, one thing we need to understand about immigrants, all immigrants ain't Latino, right? Like, there's a lot of black immigrants as well. And especially back in those days, this is like the 70s. Like, where could a black Caribbean woman go except for a black neighborhood in the hood? So that's how she met my daddy. And I'm not being biased. My mother is beautiful. Caribbean women are beautiful. Y'all really thinking some black Caribbean women came in the hood? We not going to end up intermarrying and, like, having kids? Like, come on now. So it's like, like, so for us to act like there's such a division with this immigrant thing, we need to understand America has always had an unspoken rule from when the Germans came, the Italians, the Irish, is that the immigrant population has to earn the right of whiteness if they can. And the way you earn whiteness, the way the Italians earned it, the Irish, is by oppressing blacks. The unspoken rule. You got to help us oppress black people, and then we'll give you your whiteness. And they learned that message very clearly. And to this day, they consider white. But at first,
tell the truth and shame the devil. Go ahead, sister.
Exactly. So with that unspoken message, black people know it too. But here's the problem. It don't work like that for us. There is no group we can oppress and earn whiteness. It don't work like that for us. But we think it can work because we've seen it work for other groups. It's a lie. The best thing we can do as black people is get the immigrants on our side who are persecuted when they first come here, because they can relate to the persecution. And before they go down the route of trying to earn whiteness, we should catch them while they know what it's like to be looked down upon, and grow our numbers and our coalition. And even what Martin said is very true. Immigrants did not vote for Brandon Johnson because they can't vote. But one thing I will tell y'all, I worked with undocumented organizers, and even though they couldn't vote, they was out here knocking on doors, y'all. They was out here helping Brandon get elected. So it's like we have a certain power we're not tapping into as black people because we're buying into this lie that if we find a group to oppress, we're going to earn our whiteness. We're going to earn our Americanness. And it's never going to work like that for us. They just going to use it to get power, but they never going to give us the ticket. They never going to give us the golden ticket that the white immigrants got. So just don't fall for it, y'all.
Okay.
Hey, Martin, can I add something? Can I add something in with the sister?
Yes, and I got another caller. Go ahead.
Okay. Did you know Chicago has a higher Afro-Cuban population than Miami?
Oh, I didn't know that one.
I didn't know that either. Erica,
oh yeah,
he's talking to you, Erica.
If you go to doggone.
I didn't know that either.
You go to Little Havana in Miami. Go to Little Havana. All your doggone Ricky Ricardo types. That's who you see. The ones that look like us. They got photos to Chicago.
Well,
you all would be amazed at how many people in Chicago you thought were straight up FBA Black Americans. They're Afro-Cubans.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to push back a little bit on that only because I have a little expertise on this subject because Miami's actually where I'm from. So I've been in Chicago now like a decade. Yeah, which is a big chunk of my life. So Chicago is my home. I'm not that old, so 10 years is a big chunk of my life. So Chicago is like a big part of what grew me into my adulthood. But I grew up in Miami, so I got a little expertise on this subject. I speak Spanish fluently because I grew up there. I knew a lot, obviously, Cubans, Haitians. Obviously, I come from a Caribbean background as well and a Black American hood background. But Miami, like when you say that we got, let me tell you something.
Come on
Chicago,
with it, Erica.
one of the most segregated cities.
Okay.
Chicago, one of the most segregated cities I ever been in my life. Okay. So if you want to know where people are, it's not really hard because we're so segregated. But as far as like me as a Spanish speaking Black person, I could tell you right now that we don't have a higher percentage of Afro-Latinos than Miami, because when I go to Miami to go see my family, I start speaking Spanish. I got tons of Black people who can respond to me in Spanish. In Chicago, if I start speaking Spanish in a Black neighborhood, I'm not getting approached by tons of Black people that can respond. So
that's because it's a high percentage compared to Miami as of the Afro-Cubans, but the Afro-Cubans in Chicago, it ain't like it's really that many, but the that many they are. It's like in Miami with the Haitians, all of them funneled to overtime.
Okay, y'all, let me go to the next caller, please. Thank you. 6970, you're live, uncut, unedited caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, partner, you know what it's me.
Oh, that's my partner, Vera. Hold on, Vera. Vera, hold on. You can't talk and talk. That's my partner, Vera Giles Norris. Missing, please come home. Global alert. That's my partner. And she come on here, y'all. She going to do a little advertisement with my permission, though. Y'all need to get some of y'all people some life insurance. Not death insurance, life insurance. Go ahead, my partner. Talk that talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I'm running to the car, but I will. You know what? I believe, partner, we've talked about it several times. The problem is that we first of all have to find value in our community, value within our family. And being an insurance agent now for over 27 years, we don't have enough insurance, partner. And we point the finger at a lot of people. We point the finger at the police. We point the finger at the government. We point the finger at the pastors. We point the fingers back at us. So many people who point the fingers back at ourselves and say, what are we doing to be a part of the solution? And just like that mustard seed, you know, the word says that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, that you can move mountains. What if, and I'm going to ask this real crazy question before I kind of go through. What if we actually have all of the tools that we need in order to be the solution to the problems that's within our community? I'm going to ask that again. What if we already have all the tools we need to be the solution to the problem that's in our community, and we looking for everything else? We went looking for everybody else to come save us when we really are the savers. When we were really chosen to, because when I say chosen, I know the word says many are called, but few are chosen. What if we are that few? What if it's us, Martin? So again, I know I said a lot, but I'm kind of moving around and I'm distracted right now. Great conversation. All of you are really, really, you know, kind of bringing up some points that's really stirring up some fire. So good talk.
Thank you, Vera. That's my partner live.
I'm gonna go on mute, Martin.
Okay, good. Let me just say this, people. I want to say something. Listen, we have a problem here in the city of Chicago. Those of us as Black, those of us that got family here in the city of Chicago. And as my friend always say, we are our own solution. If we waiting on the CPD, if we waiting on politicians, if we waiting on our beautiful ministers and all that to change our condition, it's not going to happen. We have to do it as a collective group. We need the politicians. We need the police. We need everybody as a group working together, but on one accord. Now, I don't mind working as a group, but I'm not finna work with a bunch of thieves and liars and robbers. The scripture said a house that's divided against itself would not stand. There's a real unity and there's a false unity. And I'm not going to be a part of no false unity. A bunch of folks getting together because they look good, but they all got different mindsets. That's not going to work. Now, we go downtown as a group, and we supposed to interact with young people. And if you got in your mindset that if one of these young people hit on you or get aggressive with you, you finna shoot. And that's not the agreement that we had before we came down here to the downtown Chicago to speak with the young folks. So if you got that mindset, you shouldn't be with the crowd. And if you got that mindset that you can't take a young person cussing you out or getting close to you, standing in your face, challenging you, you don't need to be downtown. Because what's going to happen, you're going to make an all-out brawl between the young and old. And that's going to really widen the gap between the young people and the older people. So if you're going downtown with a group of people, make sure that y'all have what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. You have to make sure that. I'm not going to be no hater because I'm not part of no group going downtown. And if I'm going down there, I'm going down to do what I do best, and that's a film. Because there's too much confusion. I'm not a part of it. I'm backing out of it, people. I'm just letting y'all know. So if you see me downtown, I'll see you. I'll give you the nod. I'm videoing. That's what I'm there for. Doing nothing else. That's it. I'm documentation. Doing what I do best, videoing. You know, because some folks, their motive is money. And they know the city probably is going to be handed out some money. So they trying to get in front of this thing and spearhead it so they can get them dollars. Their motivation is not about them babies downtown. Their motivation is about money. They can't even take care of their own house, their own children. They don't even tend to them right. And you going downtown to attend to somebody else's children, teens. Now, I'm not against nobody going downtown. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go down there. I'm not saying that. My point is, I'm not going with a group of folks that I don't know nothing about, that have been trained. We haven't got in no group meeting and talk and how we going to do this. I'm not going downtown with a bunch of folks like that because that's chaos. That's confusion. Everybody, just like the civil rights movement, everybody wasn't nonviolent. So King and them told them, if you know you not nonviolent, you need to go and work at another department. Now, we're going to get hit upside the head, and we asking you guys as a group not to fight back. So I wouldn't have been no good in the civil rights movement marching. Because if a Negro hit me, I ain't going to tell him what I might do. I'm to be honest with you, because I got that thing. I'm a more Malcolm X when it comes to that. You hit me, I'm hitting back. I'm telling you, that's just me. And I'm not trying to advocate no violence, but that's real. That's my natural God-given right to protect myself from all harm, hurt, and danger, seen well as unseen. That's it. And that's what I'm standing on. So those of you, parents, fathers, mentors, whoever you may be, if you're going downtown or to the lakefront with a group of people, make sure you guys are on one accord. Make sure you know what the don'ts are and the do's are. The don'ts and the do's, or do's and the don'ts. Either or you want to, whatever order you want to put it in. Make sure that. And if you don't feel comfortable going downtown or feel protected, don't go. You may have to work in another category. I got to tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you don't feel comfortable, if your gut feeling is telling you not to do it, that's God telling you not to do it. Don't do it, because you're dealing with a group of kids who don't care. They were out there doing it in front of the police, and they was doing it because they know they could get away with it. What make you think the police is going to protect you for standing up? Some of these kids will shoot you in your head and laugh about it. They will take everything from you. So safety comes first. I mean, we all want to do something about these kids, but start on your block, the school, the park. Go up there and get to know these kids. Some of these same kids that go downtown in your neighborhood park, that live on your block. All you have to do is get to know them. Let me put it to you like this. I used to live on 69th and Troop, and that block had a serious issue with gangs and drugs. And me and my family had just moved in this house that used to be the house, right? So the gang was trying me, but I didn't play into their ignorance. I showed them that I was not what you thought I was. I'm different. I'll look out for you if you look out for me. I didn't say nothing to them when they were selling drugs in front of my house, as long as they wasn't on the other side of that gate. And then they did all of this and realized, okay, we can't get Marcus to say nothing to us to give us a reason to jump him. So how do we handle him? I started telling them, and I can say this, I started telling them when the police was in the alley. You might think I'm wrong, but I knew for a fact that it was a game. It was a cat and mouse game. The police wasn't trying to stop them from selling drugs. If anything, they was there collecting drug money from them. They wasn't trying to stop it. They would just do that to make it look good for the senior citizens. So I would tell them, like, you know, the police sitting over there behind that garage, y'all, back to move on. And that was to gain their respect, which I did. They saw that I was the type of person they thought I was. And so I was able to talk to them about their behavior. And they would stand there and listen to me. Anybody else, they would have jumped on. And then they would say, oh, we get what you're saying. We're not going to be in front of the gate. We're not going to disrespect you. It's a way you approach, but you got to get to know these kids. You can't just go down there and play mama and daddy to kids that you don't know nothing about. You don't know what you're going into. And police clearly stated they're not going to protect
you. Okay, thank you, Marcus. Roosevelt.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, bro.
Well, I feel that if I went down there, you know, I might try to talk or convey my wisdom. I'll do it very nicely as I can. But I think I'll probably be a little bit long on the lines of what Martin might do. I might be there something just to take pictures or to document or videotape or, you know, do what I do best and everything. But if someone were to talk to me, if one of them were to talk to me, you know, I would talk to them.
Me too, Rose.
And, you know, I would talk to people who, let's just say, you know, who God would want me to talk to. Like, you know, like some people, you know, I'm pretty sure if you see people every single day, some people you might feel like, you know, led to talk to, some people you don't. So, you know, the people who I would feel, because the main thing I would be asking, I was always the kind of person I always ask why. You know, why is this happening? I would want to know, why are you down here? Why are you acting this way? I mean, is it something that someone can do for you? I mean, you know, what's going on in your life that will make you, you know, do these things? You know, I'm the kind of person to do that kind of stuff because, you know, we see them acting out, but deep down inside, there has to be some other kind of problem. And like I said, that I'm hearing, you know, like I said at the beginning of your stream, Martin, that I am hearing that before all of this stuff touched off, the reason why all of this stuff touched off is because it was some white people down there in a couple of cars who ended up calling a whole bunch of these black kids the N-word and everything, and that's what riled everything up. And once everything got riled up, it just never calmed down. But the thing is, the news is not talking about this. They're not talking about what started this whole thing. They're only starting or talking about what, ended it. But they're not talking about how some people in cars, when they saw, a bunch of black kids down there who weren't doing anything at first, were being called racial slurs and epithets by certain people, and it riled things up, and it just never stopped. But the media is not covering this, which goes to show you that the media is completely biased.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. So you don't.
Yeah, Martin, I wanted to say something.
Okay, no, you're gonna go last, Eric. I got Sarge, then I'm gonna close it out with you, Erica. You had the last word. Okay, 912.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sarge. You make your last statement because I'm done after
Yeah.
this. Go ahead.
Okay, well, last statement. Like I said, Chicago, she was right when she said she has never been any place so segregated in her life. There's nothing new to anybody from Chicago. And, I only come up there for specific reasons because I always feel like I done went back to the Jim Crow South. In the city that I was born in and went to school in and left. Tell you might feel just like Jim Crow. I'm gonna get on the bus. I got to go to the back of the bus and sit down. I'm serious. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate you. Okay, Erica, you got the last word, and I'm closing out with you. Go ahead, Erica.
Yeah, so I just wanted to comment on with folks and the kids and stuff. And one thing I need folks to understand is that black kids are being taught white supremacy from birth the same way we were. But they're still kids. So they're not at the level of indoctrination that we are, meaning that they still feel like individuals. One thing that black people are taught eventually is that we don't get to be individuals. When a black person does something in the media that's negative, it ends up falling on all of us as a race. That don't happen with white people. When them white people stormed the Capitol and the insurrection, you know how white people, grown white people saw that? They saw that as that was those white people. They didn't see that as no reflection on their race because they get to be individuals. That's a part of white privilege. We don't. But see, kids don't understand that. Kids don't yet understand that indoctrination. They actually feel like when they see a group fighting at the same downtown trend that they're at, they see it as that's those kids that was doing that. So even when you speak to some of them and be like, why are y'all doing this? Why are you doing this? The way they're going to feel is, I didn't do that. That's them. I'm just here to have fun. So we got to understand, y'all, they not fully indoctrinated yet like we've been to feel embarrassed by what our race does. They really still feel like individuals, and they actually should. But we need to address the actual youth that's causing the issue, which is a small percentage. The other thing I wanted to close with is that I believe Sarge just spoke on it, the segregation that you see in Chicago. And like I told y'all, I'm originally from Miami. And one thing that I do appreciate from growing up in that environment is that Miami is not segregated like Chicago. The Haitians, the Cubans, the black folks from the hood, everybody is all on top of each other. And what that causes is a mixing of cultures, but also a little bit more peace. Because you got the Haitian restaurant right next to the Jamaican restaurant with the Chinese restaurant. We all, when we learn from each other's flavors and sounds. And it's just Chicago has that potential, y'all. Chicago has the potential to be a robust city because of our diversity. I literally lived on a block where it's you got the Jamaicans having a party on one side, and you could smell the food, and then you got the Cubans roasting a pig on the other side, and you could go dance with the Jamaicans, and then you could go hang with the Cubans, eat you some roasted pork. It was fun. It was peaceful. And so even in our schools, our lunches was better than the lunches that y'all have from Aramark here, the prison industrial complex. It was actual grandmamas, Caribbean grandmamas in that kitchen cooking our indigenous foods. Our lunch was delicious. So we have the potential to have that in Chicago, but we got to break off the mindset, segregation, and we got to stand up. That's what I wanted to say, Maya.
Okay, thank you guys. I'm really cutting off now because I believe Brandon Johnson is on live. He's in Springfield with JB Prisker, and I want to hear what he has to say. So I appreciate those of that's tuning in. This is definitely live, uncut, unedited. And by the way, Brandon Johnson is the mayor-elect. He has not been sworn in. He's not over nothing as of right now. So I want to let the people know. So don't start blaming him now, please. And Brandon Johnson is not going to stop crime. I just want to put that out there. All right? Because a lot of people think because of black mayor, everything, black people problems are just going to mysteriously go away. That's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen is those black people that's in the city council, I believe, and just my opinion, that they're going to fight him more so than they fought Lori Lightfoot. And they won't fight the strong. They won't fight, I ain't going to say strong, they won't fight the white men when they're in power. But they'll get along, go along, laugh and grin and skin and grin. But when the black person get in power, the black woman and the black man, now they want to form this little coalition inside this little group. But we're not going to pass nothing they do. So I'm just saying that's just my opinion, my prediction. And I could be wrong. Hopefully I am wrong, that they will work with Brandon Johnson. And not only the political politicians, that we would, as citizens, work with Brandon Johnson so we can better Chicago. All right, people. This is Live Uncut. I'm out of here. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut. This is where we tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. And y'all know me. I'm into my blackness. And I love being black. And I say that with an apologetic. Somebody said, well, Martin, you always talking that black stuff. Am I black? Am I black and I'm melanated? African Zoe? Yes, I talk that black stuff because I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of my full lips, my broad nose, my kinky hair, whatever you want to call it, and my caramel complexion. Thank God he didn't make no mistake when he made me. He knew that I was a male, and I'm continue to be a male, and I'm going to operate as a male. Thank you. Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Let us go watch Brandon Johnson. He's probably somewhere on Facebook Live. So appreciate you guys. We want to hear what he got to say. We got to get out of here. I'll see you guys later on tonight, give you some updates of what's going on. But as of this point, I am not with any group. I'm not standing with no group. I'm going as a crime chaser. Do what I do best, to document. Now, if somebody wants to talk to the crime chaser, yes, I'll take time and talk with you.
Hey, how you doing? This is Michelle again. I'm reaching out to you one last time about helping you with those past due tax balances that you have. I want to let you know I can help you get the tax debt settled once and for all, get you in compliance, sending unfiled returns
you can't
may
do that
have,
on here.
but you do need to call me. My number is 877-696-6460.
You can't do that on here, ma'am. You can't do that on here. I don't know where that come from.
Look, I know it's over.
Can't do that on here. That's crazy. I ain't never had that to happen. All right, good afternoon, people. Let's go see what Brandon Johnson have to say for those that live in Chicago. Appreciate you. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Sarge. Thank you, Roosevelt. Thank you, Marcus.
Thanks, Martin.
And I want to thank everyone.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Everyone that came in the message box. Hey, Sarge, you made me look good last night. I'm proud of you. I bet your kids went downtown.
Oh, no, I didn't make you look good.
But, yeah, well, you know.
You did that on your own.
Yeah, you told the truth and shame the devil.
Yeah, yeah. I know you got to go.
Yeah.
But one thing, have you noticed a large populace of your female calling group? They doggone kids ain't got no daddy.
Mm.
Have you noticed that?
I have a lot of them.
And those are the ones when you try to have a conversation with them, they over talking you, they cutting you off. You can't even get your whole point out. See, they angry, and the kids are angry because they ain't got no daddy. And that's one of the foundational reasons these kids are acting out. They know they didn't make themselves, but they only seeing one human being when they know it was two. And people just don't talk about that, Martin. But when I say it, I say, hey, you know, over 70% of Black American kids are being raised in single mother households. Oh, you trying to bash Black women. You don't like you a sellout. Well, go get you a white woman. They get all angry.
Wow.
It's a trip, bro.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Yeah. Man, we need a whole live about that, Sarge. A whole nother live.
Well, you got an idea, you roll with it.
Okay. Whole nother live about that. And because I you know, a lot of times when men make statements like that, and which is true, women, they want to backlash and all that. And I want to give them an opportunity to speak their piece too as well. But not on this show. We're going to do a show about that. About fatherless children. Now, they have a father.
Make that a whole show, Martin.
That's what we're going to do. They have a father. Maybe we might do it tonight, depending on how I feel. They have a father. Their father just not in their lives. And there's reasons why the father's not in it. But we'll go into that later. And we don't want to stir up that right now. We got to get off. But maybe tonight, I'm not going to promise, we'll talk about that. All right. Thank you guys so much.